seen insights to everything going on, man. There's a lot going on in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
You know, with the FBG Durk murder trial and everything.
It's a lot.
I mean, I think the biggest news to come out of this is that just recently, Trench's News took the stand and testified.
Man. Trench's News. Yeah. So, and that's everybody. That's y'all mans who, like,
That's who, man. That's who, man. That ain't our man. Last time I checked, he was y'all man and the feds and the DEA and all that and Cam Capone, man. So I guess that's who you talking about. But that's here nor there, you guys. Today we have Mr. J Hood in the building. But hold on, rat. Let me say something. Shout out to my Vons and my Vonettes. And I hope everybody's day is going A-okay. Because me, myself, personally, my day is going, you already know. But that's here nor there. We have Mr. J Hood in the building as we speak right now. None other than the Oblock informant. Please don't try, Mr. J Hood, and try to tell us that you're not an informant. Everyone can see this. You just popped up on social media with Oblock in front of your name. You got on up on social media. You got to telling all of these stories about Vaughn, trying to put Vaughn in the paint and all type of stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's plain as day that you jump right on social media at the right time when it's time for Oblock to be going to trial. Then you jumped up with all this, Vaughn did this, Vaughn did that. Vaughn told me don't look him in the face when he say what he got to say. Vaughn ain't told you nothing. You a cotton-picking lie. And you going to sit up there and tell that cotton-picking lie like that. You been down and wherever you was at, Vegas, Arizona, wherever you at, you been down there the whole time, just like you said on one of the interviews. I wasn't even going to Oblock like that. I just come through and see my family and all that. Well, get Oblock from in front of your name because you're just telling all those stories and those lies, helping the government just like they're doing it. This is why you're running around talking about you're a civilian. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? Trenches is your buddy. You see, you and Trenches work for the same people. You see? So you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to check out Mr. J Hood's interview. And we're going to see if Mr. J Hood is in this interview doing any capping, or we're going to see if Mr. J Hood is in this interview doing any lying or anything like that. Because I'm telling y'all to stay in tunnel vision. It's the 1,000,000% fact that Mr. J Hood is a DA operative as well. So let's see what's going on with Mr. J Hood. I don't want to do too much talking, but let's see what's going on with this guy.
The thing about with Trenches, bro, like, even with him testifying, I'm confused on how he can't testify. Like, I thought you had to be a part of the crime in order to, you know, actually be a liable witness other than that.
See, Mr. J Hood, that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. See, you just contradicted yourself. See, when you was running around giving all these interviews, talking about Vaughn came up to you right after he whacked K.I., and I'm just proving to you who took K.I. out the box. But allegedly, you going to say Vaughn came up to you after he whacked K.I., ran right on there, and he said, what I'm about to tell you, don't look at me when I tell you this. If he didn't want you to look at him, then why is he even telling it to you, for one? And then you allegedly said that Vaughn told you, I caught those ends. You see what I'm saying? All of them ran, and Chicago was the last one to get out the gate. That's exactly what you said. But from the news and from the scene out there, it don't seem like Chicago was even in no gate. And it don't seem like a lot of people was out there running through no gangway, and Chicago was the last one to get in the gate. No, the news said that Chicago and Butter was walking down the street. Somebody pulled up, hit Chicago, just like Chicago mama said, the impact of the bullet knocked her right there on that porch. You see what I'm saying? So she wasn't even in no gate or running from nowhere. You act like they was back there playing dice or kicking it or something. So Vaughn ran up and chased them down, and she was the last one to get out the gate. Another cotton picking lie. You see, and then you sit up there and contradicted yourself, because guess what? This is the same thing I'm telling you. If you wasn't right there and allegedly seen Vaughn do that to Chicago and all that, then why is they trending you all over social media saying that you said that Vaughn was the one that took Shakira out too? You see what I'm saying? You said it as well. So this is what I'm saying. So why is you a reliable witness, but he's not? You see, strange, isn't it? Contradiction number one.
It's hearsay. So I'm kind of confused.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you, that what you said about Vaughn is nothing but hearsay. So I don't see why Cam Capone and all these smart bloggers and interviewers don't know that it's just hearsay. So why would they post that trash on social media so the youngins and those impressionable minds can think, oh, Vaughn took Shakira out the box? Because that's just what y'all wanted them to think. And Trenches just happened to be one that got snaked out. And I can't wait till they snake you out and let everybody know you're a government informant. Because just like on Trenches News, I knew he was a government informant the first day I seen him. Just like I know that you won the first day I seen you. Because guess what? Real gangsters and people from the hood, even civilians, they not going to get up there and talk about no bodies. You see what I'm saying? What civilian have you heard get up there and try to put a body on Vaughn? You see what I'm saying? None. I heard a lot of snitches and rats and DEA informants try to put these bodies on Vaughn. See, this is where we're going to get clear about the civilians and these guys. You see what I'm saying? Check out what I'm telling you. A civilian, is you understanding what I'm saying? A civilian is a civilian because a civilian doesn't get in gangsters' business. You see, and if they don't get in gangsters' business, then that means civilians would not have nothing to say about gangsters. But these civilians are rats, and that's why they always in gangsters' business. Basically, what I'm saying is we have another contradiction. Contradiction number 2. And don't let me forget this. You're not confused, and you know exactly why they're letting Trenches tell on Oblock, and he wasn't even part of the crime. Because you know for a fact that it wasn't no crime, and you know that Trenches made that story up for the federal government, and you know the stories that you put out on social media was made up for the federal government as well, to go along with that Vaughn is a serial killer, Vaughn did this, Vaughn did that. Basically to sum it all up, to clean those unsolved bodies up, right? Okay, and this is why you need to be paying attention to Operation Drill. Then maybe you wouldn't be getting on Cam Capone running off at your fat lips, sir.
That's for real. But I think it got a lot to do with they probably watched a lot of his videos.
So now you're going to basically try to say it's because of the videos. And by you saying that they probably watched a lot of his videos, then I think they probably be watching these Cam Capone interviews and all these interviews that you're doing as well, telling all the business from Oblock. You see what I'm saying? No, you can't try to clean him up and say because they watched his videos. No, he was a federal informant before he became a YouTuber. You see what I'm saying? He was a federal informant before he became a YouTuber a decade ago, sir. Stop playing, sir, because you seem to know everything about all the bodies and everything else that's going on in Oblock, so you should know about that as well. You see what I'm saying? So stop playing, sir. And would you please just answer the question? I just went through the same thing with Trenches News, the other rat. Would you please answer the question and stop beating around the bush? He said, how do you feel about Trenches being a rat? You see what I'm saying? And you can't sit up there and be telling myself, well, I'm a godly man, I'm a Christian, and this and that, and this and that, this and that, because guess what? I know men right now that go to church every day, and I walk up and say, hey, that dude Trenches told on all them boys from Oblock, and the preacher, the pastor, and everybody say, who that snitch? They'll call him a snitch as well. So please don't try to use that, because that's what you always trying to use God to cover up that you's an informant.
I don't know, like, the point is, when did he start blogging? Because they say he was kind of a long time, employee or whatever, federal witness for a long time. So I'm just wondering, did he start doing YouTube after he was working with the feds, or while he was doing YouTube? Was that when they came and started questioning him? Because
see how he's ducking that question, right? Do y'all see how he's ducking that question? No, the man asks you a question. And listen here, y'all. And then he tried to throw y'all off. He tried to throw us off with this right here. He gonna say, so I'm confused. Was he snitching, working for the police before he was a YouTuber? Or was he working for the police while he was a YouTuber and then they came and grabbed him? Oh, you said it first, that he's been working for a long time. He's been working for a decade, and he haven't been a YouTuber since a decade. So that should tell you that he was working for the feds before he was a YouTuber. YouTuber, sir. So stop trying to confuse people. You know what we're talking about. See, you seem to know so much about Jesus and Nazareth and Psalms 23 and things of that nature like that, and the disciples and Paul and Joseph and all that, but you don't know something as simple as that. If he's been working for the feds for a decade, guess what? Then doesn't that mean he was working for the feds while he was a YouTuber with the mask on? You clown. You see, you're just up here trying to clean him up. Answer the question, how do you feel about him being a rat and getting on the stand on Oblock members when you have Oblock in front of your name, you clown? Answer the question, sir, because you're doing nothing but making yourself look like the federal informant that you is. And don't that make y'all wonder why him, Mama Duck, and all these people is trying to beat around the bush when they ask him about this rat? The only reason why they are trying to beat around the bush is because they're with the play. And J Hood, Mama Duck, Trenches, AK, and the rest of them ain't nothing but federal informants.
They seen him to be somebody that was, that had a bunch of information.
Last time I checked, you had a bunch of information as well. All you have to do is run through Camp Capone videos and you'll see you all on Camp Capone. See, you're the Boosie of Camp Capone. You see what I'm saying? And Butter is the Boosie of DJU. You feel what I'm saying? It seems like you had a lot of information too that you were spreading all on social media. So why they didn't come get you and confirm the Jakira body after you put that crap out on social media talking about Von Drill Jakira out? This is why they put Oblock in front of your name, rat, so people can think it's plausible. You know, people that's not from the rack. See, but we from the rack, and we know that J Hood is a federal informant. And this is why I'm telling you off top that J Hood is a federal informant. And that's contradiction number 3. It's probably 4, 5, or 6, but it's definitely number 3, because you contradicted yourself again. Talking about some, maybe because he was putting all this information in his videos. So what was you doing on Cam Capone? Isn't Cam Capone interview a video, right? So why the feds didn't come and get you? Because for the same reason, they didn't go and get Trenches, because you're lying about that situation, and you know you're lying about it. You know it didn't happen, so you're trying to throw it in the air. The same way they didn't come and get Trenches like that is the same way they didn't come and get you when you said those things about Vaughn and made all those put all that information on social media, because y'all was working for the feds, and this was the whole thing about, for y'all to put all this information out and make all their impressionable minds think that this is really happening, or this what really happened, so they can turn Vaughn into this alleged serial killer, and they can clean up some bodies and things like this, and set Muwapping them up for another body that they did and things of that nature. But after all that planning, you goofies forgot about me, right? You see, and this is where y'all always screw up at big time.
As far as the what they were doing from hood to hood, so that's kind of it's interesting to me. But truly, what I see with it, I gotta bring up Durk because truly, you get 2 types of people in our environments from where we come from. You get the people who are vessels for us to look up to. Then you get those who are behind scenes.
Oh, let me get this right. You're fit to try and blame it on little Durk. You're fit to try to blame it on Durk. How did we even get to Durk on this conversation? No, we're talking about Trenches. Durk and Trenches is 2 different people. Durk is not sitting on the federal stand pointing nobody out. Durk has nothing to do with this conversation. See, he's going to try to throw it off on Durk right now. Now you guys to try to make it seem like he's smart and he's doing something, and make it seem like the story is more juicier, because now he can make it seem like it's a bigger picture. And now he's going to try to throw it off on Durk. No, you're going to do all of this just to tell us that cheese come on a cheeseburger, sir. This is all he asks you. Do cheese come on a cheeseburger. And that should be common sense to say yes. He basically asks you, is this dude a rat and how do you feel about him being a rat? But you're definitely showing us that you're a rat and you feel great about him being a rat. And this is why you didn't say that you hate him for being a rat. Now you're going to lay up there and try to throw it on Durk. You was the biggest clown that has ever stepped foot on 64th and King Drive. You see what I'm saying? And you is a rat and you're not Oblock J Hood. You see what I'm saying? You're Arizona J Hood. And when I say Arizona, I'm talking about that can of tea. Because somebody definitely need to put you in the freezer on ice.
And they are jealous at the ones who get in the cloud. So really, like Lil Durk, us in the hood, we look up to him as someone to be, and through him, we get this wicked hope. We get a hope from actually monetizing off of our dysfunction.
Sir, he didn't ask you, is you and Durk Mason? So we don't want to hear that Mason talk. See, because now he's doing Mason talk, talking the wicked and all of this stuff like that to try to put it on Durk, to just basically try to say snitches is a rat, snitches working for the government. Durk is at the top of the whole totem pole, and this is why Vaughn got took down. Mama Duck with the play and all this. This is basically all what he's trying to say. And this is why he can't just come straight out and say that he don't like it, that Trenches is a rat. And this is why he want to get into that bull crap Mason talk. We don't want to hear that. We don't care if Durk is wicked. We don't care about none of that. Only thing we care about right now is what this man asked you in this interview. How do you feel about Trenches being on the stand on Oblock members? Allegedly, you running up here and you supposed to be this Oblock member that's telling all this stuff that happened in Oblock and about Vaughn on all these murders, and you don't got nothing to say about the guy who's allegedly telling on your Oblock brothers? Strange, isn't it? That's because you's a rat.
That's all they do is glorify our dysfunction, and then you get people like Trenches News who they see the dysfunction but they not monetizing off of the way that everybody else.
He's gonna try to make it seem like Trenches is the victim. Now, y'all, he's trying to blame it on Durk and make it seem like Trenches is the victim now. He told us, man, listen here, Trenches was a rat. Trenches told, and that's it, and that's all. And guess what? Trenches did monetize off of it. You see what I'm saying? He monetized by putting all them bullcrap stories up. He monetized when the feds gave him installments of $5K to add up to $25,000. You see what I'm saying? So would you please cut it out? Now he's trying to make Mr. Trenches out the victim and allegedly Durk the big man at the top. Like, man, Durk ain't going there and sit on the stand and rat. You can't even put Trenches News in the same category as Little Durk, you fool. Everything he's doing is trying to say that Durk is a bigger Mason than him and Trenches News and the rest of them rats. That's it.
Monetizing off of it. And so you get those people who they go behind scenes, and if they can monetize and make money off of it, they'll go and tell. They'll go and do the, be an informant for the police. But I don't.
Okay, so let me get this right. You said that Trenches, when it snitched, and everybody else, and you snitched, and all the rest of y'all snitched, is because Durk is wicked and Durk is monetizing off of his music. Durk's supposed to monetize off his music. See, so allegedly you saying that everybody's snitching and all of y'all working and cooperating because Durk is monetizing off his music. Durk is a bigger Mason than you guys, and y'all just is all trash. So y'all want to run around and snitch, right? So basically this is what you're saying, that Trenches snitched because Durk is in a better predicament than him. Wow, you sound crazy. You sound dumber than a box of rocks, sir.
No, it's just a conflicting situation to me, Cam, because like this is how they keep the hoods down. Like they give us a person to look up to, and a person that person like doesn't symbolize hope. Like look at all the vessels that we got coming from where we coming from. When you think about all of them, you don't think
How people will be trying to sound smart, but he's basically dumb as a box of rocks. Allegedly, you guys, he's saying that everybody's running around snitching and stuff, and the whole hoods is all messed up because everybody was looking up to Durk as Hope, but Durk is really wicked inside, and he's not Hope. And I'm here to tell you, no one was looking at Durk as Hope. We just like Durk music. No one is looking at him as Hope. Not even the youth out there wasn't looking at him as Hope. You see what I'm saying? Because Durk wasn't allegedly bringing money to all the hoods in Chicago. So they was looking at Durk as like they can get to where he's at. You see what I'm saying? They was looking at Durk like, okay, if Durk can come from the hood like us, then we can be a superstar as well. But they definitely wasn't looking at Durk for Hope. You see how many people Durk has lost in his career while he was being a rapper, sir? Everyone that he loved around him. You think they was looking at Durk for Hope? Do you think we was looking at Durk for Hope? If your big, grown, goofy butt was looking at Durk for Hope, then that's on you. But guess what? You sitting up here telling these cotton picking lies and you just trying to beat around the bush because you a federal informant and you sitting up here trying to put it all off on little Durk. Durk has nothing to do with trenches getting on the stand pointing people out. You see what I'm saying? I tell you 1,000,000,000% truth and proof why little Durk has nothing to do with that boy being a rat and getting on the stand. He been working for the cops. He been working for the feds for a decade. You see what I'm saying? Durk wasn't even signed to the Illuminati then. You see what I'm saying? He was working for the people for a decade. You feel what I'm saying? Still moving around, trying to move up in the rankings. You feel me? So you cannot put this on little Durk. He asked you about Trenches News, and Trenches News came in on that federal boat with you. You see what I'm saying? You know, with those stories y'all got to make up on King Von, so those police and the CPD and the federal government can clean up them unsolved homicides, right? You know, like Jakira Barnes. You know, like the one that Martell Wiley did. And we got Martell Wiley almost with 4 or 5 of them. And once we put those pieces of the puzzle together, then I'm really going to get jiggy with it. Can't wait to hook you to one, but I almost got you on one right now, and I just got to get a little more evidence. And for those who don't know, this is the guy that I'm leaning towards. 85 to 90% is the one that did Blood Money. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? He was the one that started the rumor that Von and T-Roy allegedly did Blood Money and allegedly told him. So if he's sitting up here lying and trying to put Blood Money body on T-Roy and King Von, then what that tell you? Only person that's going to be trying to lay up there and put a body on you is a person that either did it or they know who did it. That's it and that's all. You feel me? They know something about the body. Because if you have common sense, can't no average person just jump up and put no body on you because they know nothing about nobody. They know nothing about nothing. So if someone is on social media saying that this person did that or this person did that, and he's lying about it because evidently he's trying to clean up for somebody, you know, the people who allegedly did it, or the ones that know about it. You feel me? So basically what I'm telling you, J Hood, is I'm tired of you blabbering off at the mouth saying this about Von, that about Von, and this about Von. I'm waiting to find more evidence and 100,000,000,000% link you to the body of Blood Money, sir. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? If I don't link you to the body, I'm going to put so much pressure on you on the tube that you're going to slip up and tell who the shooter is, because you definitely know. You have to know if you're trying to blame Von and Mr. T-Roy for it. You see what I'm saying? If you're trying to blame Von and T-Roy, you definitely know who did it or you did it. You see what I'm saying? And the person who got you up there, the federal agents who got you up there lying about it, guess what? They definitely told you who did it. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, either you pull the trigger or you know who pulled the trigger. And you're going to give Von that information before it's all said and done. You see, I'm just working on trenches right now. Guess what? You're next, sir. You feel me?
Think about life. You don't think about peace. You don't think about love and giving. We think about the wickedness that they portray. And it's like we spiritually agreeing with this.
Here we go now with his spiritual talk again. So if you're so spiritual, this is what's tripping me out about you. If you're so spiritual, why is you keep jumping up here talking about murders, bodies, and why is you lying? That's the main thing. Because the last time I checked, people that is so spiritual and they're spiritual, I don't recall them getting up talking about bodies and lying on people. You see what I'm saying? I don't recall that. So I don't know what spiritual you is, but we definitely can tell you a different kind of spiritual than what we know. You feel me? And that ain't nothing but the God honest truth.
With Trench's News, I told y'all. I mean, you can see it in just his stories. Like, it's just so chaotic. It's just so it's just a bunch of confusion. Like him being double-minded, man. You know, really talking to me with certain stories, and he was bringing certain things to my attention, and I'm like, bro, that didn't happen. This didn't happen. Just unstable, bro. But it sucks. But
when was Trenches bringing these things to your attention when y'all was discussing how y'all was going to get all these stories together to set Moowop them up, right? Exactly.
when you look at it from the Oblock, the standpoints of the dudes that he is actually testifying against, and y'all like, do y'all really respect to receive good for being evil? Like,
basically, you're saying that Moowop and them deserve to be in jail because they did evil in their life, but you know they didn't do that evil, right? Well, that's God's decision to make. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? It seems like the people who did the evil is the one who set Moowop and them up. And basically, that's what he was trying to say, you guys. He was trying to say that no matter if Trenches snitched or not, Moowop and them did a lot of evil in their life, and they need to go down for the murder that Sheena Weekly did on her child. You see what I'm saying? This is basically what this rat J Hood is saying. And all the time, don't you see, I don't call him Oblock J Hood. How's he Oblock J Hood? He up here taking up for the rat who snitched on Oblock. That's because he snitched on Oblock as well. And he was helping the government put that case together to put those unsolved bodies on Davon Bennett. Know it just like I know it, just like my Vons and my Vonettes know it, and just like Jesus know it. You see what I'm saying? Just like Jesus know it, since you're so godly, sir. So with that being said, you guys, I will be back at that same bat time, same bat channel. We just had to shred up this informant, Mr. Hood. So with that being said, you guys, I'm out. Operation Drill, definitely in the building.